Hello, YouTube. This is the Check It Dude on Check It Tube with our second edition of Myst. And what are we looking at here? One, two, three, four, five, six. And what was that? Was that a book? That's where it started us off. Let's say that's a clue of some sort. But where was it? I think I just got in the fireplace. Right? I click back out. I'll turn around. And there's the fireplace, right? If I click it, I get closer, and then I click it again, and then it looks like I'm in it looking out. And I see a switch. And our plan in this game today, if you have been following, is to just explore and learn and take notes. We, in episode 1, we did make some progress with, we found the secret message for Catherine. And I'll refer you to YouTube for any more details on that. Or also a rundown sheet on snipergaming.org. Just look for the Myst button. So let's see what this switch does. Locks me in. Alright, now what? Oh, I was clicking around and this is some sort of puzzle. Okay. Let's leave it the way it was, because we don't know what it's for yet. The only variable that we have changed throughout the entire episode 1 and up to this point in episode 2 is we left one marker switch on. Alright, so that's the fireplace. We're going to explore this room, and just so you know what building we're in, I'm going to hop out of here for a second, and then we'll look back at the building so you can see where we are. That's where the model boat was. You turn around 180 degrees, and it's this building here, okay? To help you get your bearings, there's a second building. There's that second building, and that's the boat where we started, okay? So let's go in here and see what else they have here. All right, we're in the building. I might as well start with this. It's a map. Oh, when you get close, there's markers on it. There's diagrams. Just by getting close, you can see that. Markers. That's the first word that came out of my mouth. Here's a good shape of the island. This is definitely the island we're at. This is the dock. This is the sunken boat, I guess. This circle, I would say this building is what we're in, and this circle is behind the building. So I'm starting to recall here, and this isn't a guess, this is something I do remember now. This has this is probably outlined down here because I turned a marker switch on down there. Remember that one variable that we did do? I think what that does is you turn the marker switches on and it activates these things on this map. Let's try clicking the map, the land. Click there, click where we are, click the boat or the dock, click the boat, click up here. Here's where the big gears are, the 2 gears, right? And let's click this. Oh, this has got a different finger. This actually does something. You see the difference in the hand? Watch the cursor. It turns from a pointing finger to you can grab on. That means you could do something with this. Well, look at that. remember this, but as you see down here, it says tower rotation. All right, so this thing is the tower. And the noise we hear right now, that's the tower rotating. This is the control for the tower. Let's go out and look at these marker switches, and I think we should turn them all on. But first, let's figure out, just for ha-has, if the marker switch I did throw on turns on this part of the map, the boat, the dock area. Let's take a run down there and turn that marker switch off first and see what kind of effect it has on the map. Okay, there's the switch right there. That's the one we turned on. That one. Let's turn that off. So the marker switch doesn't appear to do anything other than mark things on that map up there. Well, let's just go take a look. Let's get back in there. And it's gone. So this is what the marker switches do. They turn everything on so it could be seen by the tower rotation controls. I guess that's a good way to put it. You know, this island looks like a pig with his front legs cut off. Here's the front leg missing, the stump. Here's the pig's head, the ear, the body, the tail, the back leg. Not that it matters. That's not a clue. It's something I just happened to notice. It also looks like some kind of modern gun from a phaser from Star Wars or something. A little rough around the edges. Anyway, let's go out here and we'll go start. We'll go in order. I could have grabbed that one, but it ain't no like that. Alright, so there's one marker switch. There's one up here. There's two. Right, is that it for down here? 1 and 2. Yeah, that's it. There's 3. Just a quick look. We haven't gone in here yet. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, we'll come check that out in time soon. Looks like a planetarium of some sort. Okay, that's 3. Let's see. Now, why was this building on? There's no marker switch outside this building, but it showed itself on the map. Take a look at it from over here. Yeah, there's no marker switch here, but that always shows on the map. There's the tower behind the building. I wonder if we can get to it. Let's try going around. No, it won't let you. So we'll go around this way. The spaceship. Look. Try to go between the building and the walkway, and it just jumps right past. It won't let you. Alright. Evidently you can come down here, just a quick explore. There's a ladder. Yeah, you can climb the ladder. We're at top now, and is this a marker switch? No. That's a circuit breaker. Alright, so that's turns on the electricity going to the spaceship. Or turns it off in case of emergencies is really what it's for. So, but we'll keep it in mind. Alright, here's the spaceship. Before we turn the marker on, that looks like a door. And you can't go in. I think that's 4, right? Still can't go in. So we can't get into the spaceship. It's going to have to be a noteworthy thing. I don't think we'll forget about it. I don't think we need to write everything down. Let's see here. It's 5. 6. Let's go in here. Oh, there's a stairway here. You can go down, 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 click, 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 to a door. And, wow, wow, what do we got in here? These are insulators, electrical cables. I'd say the generators. It looks like generator, yeah. All right, we make electricity here. And, there's 10 generators. You see the different switches and how much power and power to the spaceship. This is a generator to power the spaceship. So I would say we could start these generators and get electricity over there, and then open that door and get in that spaceship. But that's not for right now. Let's move along, back outside, and get these marker switches turned on. Alright. Oh, geez, how do we get over there? Click, click, click. Oh. Wait a minute. I think the time changed. 12. Oh, yeah. Every click of that big wheel is 5 minutes on a minute hand. See? There we go. And this is probably the hour hand. It is. Little hand, big hand. I'm assuming that the clock has to be at a certain time for us to get over there. So we can't turn all the marker switches on. Let's just come to terms with that, shall we? And going here to the right is tricky. There it is, right there. All right. There was not one over here. So we got one. Oops. This way. That way. Oh, there's a path right there. How about that? So we turn on 1, 2, 3. The spaceship is 4. 5. And then I think there's only 2 more down here. 6 and 7. Right. Because there were 8 on the island and we couldn't get to the one on the clock. The math adds up. We got them all. All that we could. Alright, let's go back in this building where the tower rotation panel is and see what it looks like, that little control, that map control. See what it looks like with 7 marker switches turned on. Where is it? There it is. Whoa, that's like a Christmas tree there. Spaceship is on. This building's, the tower is always on. This whole thing with the 8 pillars and the little diagrams on the fence posts, that marker switches for all that. Oh, including the little model ship in the bird bath here. The generator room is on. The tree, that's the boiler and the tree are one. They're all, so these two things is a project. Obviously that's, these 2 things are involved with one project, right? Here's one project. This is probably going to be a second project. The clock's going to be a third eventually. 4th. 5th is the spaceship. 6th is that planetarium. 7 is the gears and 8 is here. So I think safe to say these are 8 puzzles, and when we solve all the puzzles we get rewarded with something. Okay. Let's just take another look. Tower rotation. It tends to want to stop when the tower rotates towards each project. It tends to stop and the line turns red, and I guess that tells you the tower is lined up with that project. Alright, well, let's stop it. Let's line it up. We saw the tower from outside. We were standing down about here looking up past the building. We saw the top of the tower. So let's line the tower up with this project. Go outside and look up at the tower. And I wish we can get there quick enough to see the tower spinning. Let's see. We're going to try to get out there fast. With any luck. I missed it. The tower doesn't actually stop at this one. And the line doesn't turn red. Boy, I hope they grease that thing because I just spun it around a million times. Let's go look at this tower. Tower is pointing towards a tree now. Where's the tower? How come I don't see it anymore? There it is. It's actually behind that little mountain. Nothing unusual. I don't see any anything in particular pointing anywhere. Okay, things to explore. Now we already explored. We're going to get off the tower thing for now. We learned something there. We just don't know how it relates yet. We looked up here already. There's nothing to do up there. There's a marker switch. Although, now that the tower has been turned, maybe these gears were turning also. So there's been changes. Let's go up and see if there's anything we can do up here now. Nothing. Click left. I can try to go around the wheel this way. Click here, nothing. Click there, nothing. Right. Click there, gets the switch. Turn that back on. Turn around, you can look out. Click again, you can look down the stairs. But we're trying to go around this gear. There's a little, almost a path right here. Right? It doesn't let you go around there. Basically, there's nothing to do up here. The points of view they give you are limited, and it only lets you go where the software allows you to go. You can't walk around and explore things that don't mean anything. So, back down on the ship. You look up here. We already explored this cabin underneath there, the fore cabin or whatever they call it. There's nothing to explore at the wheel. The very next thing to explore would be this building right here. So we're going to do it. We're going to go in it. See if we can close the door. No. Alright, so we have a planetarium. We have a seat. Now the obvious thing to do here is sit in this thing. And this looks like it might have been some sort of viewer or something to look up at the stars. But before we do the obvious, let's look around in this room and see if there's anything else, any little detail that we might overlook if we don't find it before we, play with the cool thing. So let's see here. Right, click left. There's nothing but this light switch. You click left again, there's nothing but the seat. We'll try going right. No, nothing. Alright. So, obviously in a planetarium it has to be dark. Click the chair, and we are now sitting in the chair looking up at the planetarium, and click anywhere on the screen, I guess, and the viewfinder comes down like a good optometrist tool, and you are looking at the stars. You have a date set in January 1st. Now, we saw that somewhere else, didn't we? Exploring. No, maybe not. And you're looking through the viewfinder here, and you can see these brighter. This is a constellation, right? Doesn't look like anything like the Dipper. It might be the Dipper, but I don't know. Probably not. And what happens if you click the screen? Nothing. Click. I think it's just a light, just a screw. Click all the non-obvious things first. Now we'll get to the obvious. This is a button. This looks like a command button. Alright, there's the months. Nothing's changed. But I think once you click this, it's like the apply button. Alright, so there you go. On March 1st, you're going to see a different constellation. April 1st, a different one. And the actual date, the days in the month, the year, and this is going to be the time. Alright, even in a different time, you see a different constellation. Okay. Alright, we'll just take a look at some different ones. See if anything. I think this is just too many to look at, so I don't think it's going to ring any bells, so to say. So there's too many combinations, and nothing would mean anything to us. All right, so that's it for in here. That's all you do. You come in here, you plug in a date and a time, and you look at a constellation. It's not set up to see a constellation and then record the date. It's obviously set up to set the date and see what constellation. So, dates. In our travels together, you and I, we shall keep our eyes peeled for dates. And how do we get out of here? Right there. Okay. Well, save electricity. Leave the lights off. I wonder. Light stays off. Huh? Okay. Next building to explore is this one. We'll get in here. Books is the library. He mentioned in his secret message to Catherine, if you paid attention, or if you watched episode 1, there was a fire. I assumed it was a fire. I remember thinking to myself, he didn't actually say fire, but he said most of the books were destroyed or something like that, and he put the only books that weren't destroyed in safe place or some term like that. And I don't know if he said fire, but I assumed it. So we have books in here. There's a book there. There's the fireplace we went in, so just with that little puzzle back there. There's the tower rotation map. We saw that already. Is that the book? That looks different. Wait a minute. The red is red or pink and blue. All right, there's two books, one under a light, and then there's this thing. I don't know what this is. Oh, I clicked it and it did something. Oh, what's this? Look at the bookcase to the right. You see that? It turned into a staircase. The books are still there, and you can walk in there, right? How did I do that exactly? I just looked at this thing, which it's a picture of the staircase, and I can't close it. It goes beep. Click the light. Alright, so let's go in it. It's a corridor. Look back. Alright, this looks like it might be another passage, and then there's an obvious passage this way, so let's explore this one first. It's just a clicking, just a pillar, and that's back where we come from. These walls, there's no secret doorway inside. Alright, so let's take the obvious passage till we get to the next point, and we'll look for side corridors off to the side. Nothing there. So we'll continue along, and this corridor leads to a room with a door. Can't really. Let's go back a step. Alright, that looks like I'd have to say it's an elevator or a shit house or a phone booth. So let's try to go around it first. I mean, obviously we want to go in it, but we're going to try to see if there's anything on the back side of it. And no, it doesn't let you go around it. So your only option and the only thing in this room. Let's turn around one time, see if there's anything on these walls. No switches. No. Alright, so the only thing in this room is this payphone. Open the door. Go in. We are in. Oh, look at that. This is an elevator. And I thought it was a shit house. And there's only one choice. Let's go to the library. Did you see the elevator spin? Alright. This is behind that building. That corridor led. And remember what's behind the building. We saw it from outside. The tower. Right, obviously, we're in the tower. Okay? Let's just, before we step out, let's click this. It said tower. Because it said library earlier. Let's go down. And see the elevator goes down and then spins and then goes down again. I find that a little interesting. Alright, and then it just says library again. Alright, so we'll go back. I just wanted to see that change. We're in the tower. Okay? The library is evidently in the tower. There's a ladder. Can we walk around this elevator? Yes, we can. There's another ladder with a key sign. And this is the first ladder with the book. Go around 180 degrees. On the opposite, I guess it's 180 degrees. You got the first ladder we saw, which is right outside the elevator door. It has this book, and you click the book, click, nothing happens. The only options in here are these two ladders. I don't see anything on the walls. Click the key, nothing. I don't see anything here. Click it, it just turns around. We're looking at the elevator. There's nothing, no switches here. Alright, let's see if we can climb the ladders. We are in the top of the tower, looking towards that tall tree behind the boiler building. So, tower rotation. We're in the tower, and do you recall where we left the tower rotation pointer? Was it down to that tree in that boiler building? Curious, pretty sure that little window right there points to things that you make it. That's the reticule, the aimer, right, of the tower, and the control to point that aimer at different things in this island. The control for this aimer or this reticule is downstairs. That tower rotation control. That's what I think is going on here. Just let's see what the other ladder with the key. Let's try climbing that. And there's no window, but I guess we better start writing things down. This is getting pretty deep. 3 digits. 7, 2, 4. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to write this on paper, because this game, if you buy Myst, you'll be a little bit lucky to get it to work on your computer. The last time I tried to buy it a bunch of years ago, as I told you in the first episode, I did try to play this game when it first came out, and I don't remember what year that was, but I'm guessing 1995-ish, 2000 at the latest. We played it, and then the game fell out of favor, as all games do. And new operating systems come out on computers, and I tried to get this maybe 10 years ago, right, or 10 years after the first time I tried it, and it was hard to find. And when I finally did find one, no, I had the disc, and it wouldn't work on my new operating system. So I went looking for a new version. So I wanted to buy it again to play it 10 years ago, and I found it online, and I downloaded it, and the thing wouldn't work, right? So when I was on Steam just the other day, which is another 10 years had passed, I bought it, and it worked. And then for whatever reason, I went reading online, and I guess a lot of other people said the same thing. They said the biggest mystery with this game called Myst is to get it to work on the newer operating systems. So what I was my point was this, is that I can't minimize this game. Well, I guess I could, but I'd be afraid I wouldn't be able to pull it back up. So, 724 in tower. In tower, 7, 2, 4. And the signs were a key and a book. 2 signs. Key and a book. 2 signs on the ladders. Alright, we don't have to write everything down. We remember what the tower, we learned what the tower does. It points at things. Wait a minute. The tower, you go up one ladder, you can look out the reticule, and you see what it's pointing at. We're going to confirm that when we go back down to the control room there. And when you go up the other ladder, which is 180 degrees, we have a little, that's just got to be some kind of answer. This is mounted on the wall. So as the tower spins, the green stuff is the tower, the wall stays put. This will be hidden when the tower points somewhere else. So I think this is going to be some sort of answer to something down in that boiler room. And there's a boiler, there's the tree, there's a safe down in that boiler room. This may be your combination to the safe. Try to go down that ladder. I can't seem to do it yet. There we go. Come on. There. All right, I'm at the bottom. Let's go around. Just got to try to click that book again. Book. Oh, you know what? The key. This is telling you this is the key ladder. This ladder spins with the tower. So, and the sign of the key stays with the ladder. So this is always going to be the key. Right? And what is the book? The book. Why is this considered, the reticule pointing at an object is considered a book? I don't get that yet. Let's go back in the elevator. Go back down to the tower. Come back out into the room. There's no way to close this thing. It's not. I don't know how to turn it back into. I don't know how to turn it back into a bookcase. Right, if you remember. I see the exit door is closed. So when this turns into a staircase, your exit door also closes to keep the secret. Nobody can come in. Nobody, we can't let anybody know there's a secret passageway back there, so that door closes automatically. Nobody can come in. What else has changed with that bookcase being changed into a staircase? This fireplace, has this changed? No. Okay. Well, it doesn't change. This is what changed the bookcase into a staircase. This little sign is actually a fancy touchscreen switch of some sort. You click in here and I can't get that to change back. So we're locked in here until we figure out how to change that back into a bookcase. There's a switch somewhere in here, and we can't leave till we find it because there's no way out. We're trapped. The switch does two things. It turns the staircase into a bookcase, and it opens the exit door. Alright, we're going to have to figure that out, but let's do what we wanted to do down here. Let's confirm to see if the tower rotation is pointing towards the tree. It is. Alright, so that 724 number, just for ha-has. It won't turn anymore. There we go. Now let's go back up there just really quick. Now that we turn the tower rotation towards a spaceship, let's go look at those two ladders just to confirm our suspicion on tower rotation. And it's going to be interesting to see what the key is that correlates to. Alright, this is the book. This is the reticule, the aim or dot, if you want to call it, right at the spaceship. Alright, that's a confirmation there. Let's look at the other ladder, which has the key. The key should be different than, there we go, a new key. 724 is still there, didn't go anywhere, but the tower rotated and it uncovered another portion of the wall that holds yet another key to this island. This 59 volts is the key to the spaceship. You may recall the spaceship has power lines going towards a generator building with all those generators. To get in that spaceship, or to fly it, or whatever we have to do, we have to get 59 volts to that spaceship. Okay, I think this is pretty major for the game of Myst. A major piece of the complexity of this world. It's not exactly solving any puzzle yet. Our immediate puzzle at the moment is to finish exploring the the control room to see what else it has, and I assume and I hope that in the process we could get that door to open so we can get out of our little tomb, our little trap here, and we're back in the building. What if we just click the door? Okay. We're gonna put this back on the tree down there. You may ask yourself, why? 724. When we get out of here, that's going to be the first thing we try, is to go down to that safe and see if that is the key to the combination safe. Okay, so that's the door. That's the map. The next thing is this pink book. That's the switch to turn that into, and that's the stair. There we go. And then don't know what this is yet. It's a picture. Well, there we go. It's a picture of the door when it's open with the trees outside. So that door is open. All right, we figured out how to get out of here. That's good. And the secret of the stairway is safe because it's now a bookcase again if somebody walks in here. I wonder if the two sons knew about this. So there's only a couple things left to explore in this building. That's the pink book, the blue book. And does this do anything else? No. Alright, okay. Let's start with the blue book. I'll get my pen ready for this. There we go. The blue book. It looks like another message. A blank message. We also have a blue piece of paper. That's the obvious thing, so we're going to click around everything else first. I know that little habit of mine might irritate you, but alright, there's nothing else. Okay, let's click this here. And we are now holding the page. And what do we do with it? Walk around. Can we walk around? There we go. Who knows what to do with this thing? We can go anywhere in this world with this page in our hand. Alright, there's no sense in carrying it around. Let's put it back. I clicked on the book with the page. I hope we get the page back. The page is out of my hand. Let's see here. The page is out of my hand. So we lost the page. Or, wait a minute, or maybe it's, no, I put it on the book, so it's probably in the book. Or it's gone, and we have to reset the game.
Monsieur? Are you? You? Cannot help me. Bring me blue pages. Never, never. Just I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
But it's gone, and we have to reset the game.
Monsieur? Are you? You? Cannot blue pages. Never, never. You just... I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
Well, evidently, you put the blue page in the book, and it completes the message. He was saying, he said Cirrus. So I would say that that is the other son, Agonah. And this is the message for Cirrus. And the only thing that was audibly coherent was, I must have the blue pages. And Cirrus. So he's talking to Cirrus, saying he needs blue pages, obviously, probably for this blue book. And you can see what the blue page did to the blue book. Gives, I don't know. I mean, it made the book give you the message. I don't really quite get what's going on there, but evidently you take the page, you put it in a book, and you get the message. That's all I'm really sure about. And the message is from one brother to the other. If you remember the father, he thinks that Agonah is the guy that may have been doing the bad. You know, he's not sure. This was Agonah speaking to his brother Cirrus. So maybe they're in it together. The only thing left in this building to explore is the pink book and the pink page. Now, probably going to be just like the other book. There's nothing else, no secret panel. Click, click, click. All right, let's go back. The light is nothing, okay. Now, let's see if this is an empty message like the other one. And then if it is, we will then put the pink page in the pink book. Pink book, pink page, pink message. Let it play out for a little bit to make sure that it's not some sort of delayed message that we would miss. If I close it now, there may be something there that we won't see. Let's let it run its course like the other one did until it gives us a message or shuts off. Of course, I have my limits. I don't believe there's going to be a message here, and we're not going to sit here all day and watch it. So the next time it goes dark and starts up, which is right there, we'll shut that off. Now, take the page in our hand, put it in the book, and you get the magic sound.
Why?
Who are you?
Bring me the red.
Bring me the red pages.
I can't see you.
I can't see you.
You red, you must.
I didn't hear that.
Bring.
Couldn't tell what he said.
I am serious.
I am Cirrus? I think he said I am Cirrus.
Even up. There's one thing I need to rescue.
Rescue?
Why?
Who are you?
Bring me the red.
Bring me the red pages.
I can't see you.
I can't see you.
You red, you must.
I didn't hear that.
Bring. They can bring.
Couldn't tell what he said.
I am serious.
I am Cirrus. I think he said I am Cirrus.
Even up. There's one thing I know. Rescue.
Rescue? I don't think I was very sure of really anything he said. I think he said, well, I'm sure he said, bring me the red pages. I think he said, I am Cirrus. I think he said something about rescue. And we will, when I make the video of what we've done today and I edit it, I will have this replayed 3 or 4 times and we'll see if we could pick anything up then with some repetition. It's really hard to hear through the static. And I think that's the end of in here. There's nothing else to look at. I think we found everything in here, even sneaky thing like the fireplace. That was kind of weird. It's like I clicked it and then I was like, whoa, why did it look so different? It turned us around 180 and there's this. Anyway. 724. Let's go down to the boiler room. Let's just go take a look at the tree. Nothing's changed yet, even though the tower's pointing to it. You know, it comes up unnaturally through this collar here, and it goes underground. We already know there's things underground that move things, gears and drive shafts underground. This island seems very connected underneath. Different parts that are connected to each other. It's a mechanical world, I would say. All right, so the obvious is a safe, 724. Just curious how we could turn this. Not yet. Green arrows is clockwise, red arrows is counterclockwise. We'll put it back the way it was. 3 clicks, and that's it. That's actually completely open. If the world has it right, this would be closing. So the valve is completely open right now. And there's no way to start this boiler. You click on the tree picture and nothing. Why would I have a picture of that tree that's here? In our experience so far, we've had at least twice, you can click a picture and it's actually some sort of switch. But it's not anything yet. I just clicked on it and nothing happens. Right? Click. It just makes me turn around. Alright, the safe. I had to break the video and just make room for this quick message. Don't forget to follow along at snipergaming.org. Follow along with this Myst game that we're playing, and there's a page over at snipergaming.org that details what we're doing and what we've done. These numbers are the key numbers that we found in the tower rotation on the key ladder. The ladder that takes us to all the keys. Is it going to open the safe? We will find out next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is a very fun game for us. I hope you like it as much as I do.